Hi, everybody, and welcome to Global Badass Goddess, where we aim to empower and inspire. And today, we're actually talking to the visual artist, Thornburg. Welcome, Thornburg.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, thanks for being here. I'm really excited that you took the time to come and hang out with us. I love your work, and I find that you're just a fascinating person because you not only do visual art through chalk, which I want you to share a little bit more about, but you're also a musician.
I am.
Yes, and that's really exciting. We can talk about that later too. But so let's just jump in. One of the first questions I had is, when did you find that you had talent, or that you started drawing?
Well, I started drawing as a child. When I was little, we went to church a lot, and I guess I was a pretty vocal child. So in order to not interrupt the service, my parents would bring art supplies, pencils and paper, or I would just draw on the tithing envelopes and things like that, the backs of people's heads, sitting there watching.
I love it. I love it. Oh my God.
So I've just always done it. I'm not trained professionally or anything. I just
that's the best part.
Myself my own way. That's
the best part, I think. And just for those of you that are out there, if you have an interest or a passion to actually do an art form, I think the best thing to do is just do it. Like, wouldn't you say, just like, I got to have this restriction, or I've got to do this, or I've got to do it, I got to take some classes or whatever.
For me, it makes it work.
Right.
So art is the opposite of that for me.
Yeah.
So, representing oneself and having to go out is also work.
Yeah.
But the actual creativity part, the creation part of it, for me needs to be the complete opposite of work and the 9 to 5 and that. So,
I think that's key, though.
Yeah. So I don't know. I've been tempted over the years to take classes.
Yeah.
But I've also been a little fearful of that because I think it will teach me too much.
Yeah.
And then it will change the way that I.
Well, it almost seems like your art, when you're actually drawing and discovering, that's the creative part. Mm-hmm. That's even creative, right? It's like, I don't know how to do that. Let me, like you said the other day, like, let me study didn't you look something up, right? And to draw?
Yeah.
And you just looked at it.
Yeah. And then, I just try it and I destroy it and try it again and destroy it. And, I pretty much go the long way probably around everything in life. But it teaches me how to do it. It might not necessarily be the correct way that someone invented to tell people how to do it.
Yeah.
But I figure that's just someone's opinion. So
yeah, I agree with that. And I think if anybody comes along and tells you, you need to start with the eyes,
which they have.
It's nonsense. Now, I would say just you got to again follow your own intuition, your own passion, and your own heart around whatever it is that you want to do, and get out of the world of, I wonder what they think, or I wonder what they want, or am I doing it right, or like that.
Right.
It's like
it's always, where do you place your subject? Where don't start with the eyes. How you can't. And the eyes are what gives me a feeling.
Right.
So then it changes the entire canvas.
Yeah.
And what I want to create from the eyes and the feeling of that. So sometimes I don't start with them, but sometimes I do. So,
yeah. That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Again, I think the lesson there is just, you've got to just do what's right for you, and I guess if you want to if that's your path and you want to take lessons and stuff like that, great. You should. And, but I think in art and music myself, I'm always like, I started out very similar to you. I had opportunities to work in sing in school and all those different things, but I didn't really know. It was so bad. And you just kind of fumble your way through things, and then you have that one person that comes along and says, let me help you out a little bit.
Yeah.
And then they show you something. They don't tell you or dictate you, but they show you a little something, and then you're off and rolling.
They're guides.
Right?
Yeah, right.
And then you're off, and you're like, oh yeah, and there's a freedom around that, like, so then you're off down your path, right?
Yeah, and there are going to be critics all the way anyways, no matter if you do it the way they say to do
Yeah.
it or not.
Yeah.
So they're more critics than anything.
Yeah.
So you just kind of have to let it roll.
Do you find that there's been different levels to your art ability or artistic thoughts as you've come up?
Yes, my art's changed quite a bit over the last year, even over the last 4 months, even because once COVID hit, we were quarantined. We're in our heads, we're in our spaces, we're in our thoughts, and it completely changed my art form. I discovered I wanted a deeper feeling to everything. I wanted a darker feeling to everything, or just not necessarily wanted, but it was coming out. So I wanted it to be a little more impactful what I was drawing. So I discovered black paper, which existed forever. But I decided I want to start using a darker canvas and start manipulating chalk, and it's fun. It's I love it. It feels very gratifying.
Yeah.
And I'm a mess before I'm done.
Yeah.
It's all over me.
Yeah.
But I love it.
I've been fortunate to see some of you in action.
Yeah.
It's very fun to watch
my
that.
furniture is destroyed with charcoal.
So what do you find the difference between black paper and white paper? Like,
there's an emotion to the black paper, I think. It's the
Interesting.
negative space. And sometimes you just let that breathe and don't draw anything on it, in certain parts of it. And you
Gotcha.
let that pull your eye in. It gives you a different feeling. It's a deeper feeling inside of you, I think, inside of me anyways, as I'm doing it. And when I stand back and look at it, it draws me in, which is kind of rare. So,
wow.
Yeah.
Now, I think I said this to you once before when I was looking at some of your art. I was like, can you put color in there? Because I remember I was saying, can you put red on that? And you were like, it's black paper.
Yeah, I mean, you can as a hue maybe,
Yeah.
but it doesn't really stand out much. So when I've used like some pastels and things like that, I've had to use lighter color paper, which is fine too. But,
Yeah.
But the black paper, it's generally black and white. But,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. And I use a lot of charcoal on black paper too, which is odd, but I
Yeah.
do, because the charcoal is blacker than the paper.
Yeah.
So
That's awesome. Well, we have some of your work here, and I'm going to show a little piece here. I'll show it to this and this. So tell me a little bit about this and what inspired you.
this is a Halloween book that I'm illustrating
Imagine that.
with my friend Glenda Benevides and Gene Williams.
So to let everybody know, this was, I don't know how it came about, but I do. Like, I saw some of your work and I was really inspired, and I said, hey, Scott, how about if you let me write a story behind it or something? And it's amazing because soon as me, not you, as soon as I look at it, all of a sudden I just had this story that just shows up, and it's different every time. It's not a similar format, a similar story or anything. And it's just been really fun. And then Scott said, do that. And then I shared it with you, and you said,
your writing's amazing. So
thank you.
Yeah, no, your writing makes the drawings come to life. So
thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so then really we decided we're going to do a book. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yep.
Want to share a little bit about that?
Yeah. We're still putting it together, but we'd like to do a hard copy, and an online copy. And each drawing will have a short story to it. And Gene Williams is writing and recording music for it. So it's going to be kind of an all-encompassing, really cool thing. I haven't seen it before.
Yeah.
So
it's totally fun, and it's perfect for Halloween.
Yeah.
And those of you that love just fun, spooky, scary stuff. I mean, it's not super scary, but it's
Halloween.
Yeah, it's Halloween.
It's like it gives you that feeling of when you were a kid too.
Yeah.
And it's not necessarily for kids.
Yeah.
But it could be.
Yeah.
Yeah. I grew up on the scary stories books, and those were pretty scary for kids.
Yeah.
So,
well, just even the nursery rhymes and all those things are really scary if you really dig into them.
Of those.
Yeah, for sure.
So I've been having a blast
That's great.
Yeah.
And I heard that you've got a place in New Orleans, and you're going to go there. And there's a couple of artists that you have befriended. So
yeah, David Haruni is one of my all-time favorites, and it's like a rock star, and you're scared to meet your rock stars, your idols.
Yeah.
But I walked in and I met him, and then he actually friended me on Instagram, and then we started chatting, and then I've been there a few times, and he's been really helpful and referring me to other galleries, and so now I'm starting to network because of him. It's really nice because in life, in the world of art, more people, even the artists, will criticize you or not necessarily want you to succeed.
Yeah.
So it was refreshing that someone would just give his time and knowledge and information and not get anything out of it.
Yeah.
And he's just been really forthcoming, and everyone that he's referred me to has been just as kind and nice. So
wow.
I've got some potential showcasings and galleries in New Orleans, hopefully in September.
Great.
So,
yeah, that's really exciting.
Yeah.
And then you've been in one magazine so far.
Birdie magazine out of Denver.
Okay.
April issue of 2020.
Okay.
It's the last printed magazine in Denver.
Okay.
So yeah, they're really cool. They're going to publish me again, and then we're going to collaborating with the owner on a piece. So yeah.
Great.
Yeah,
we'll have to check that out.
I
and
know,
that's
it's
birdie.com, right?
BirdieMagazine.com.
BirdieMagazine.com,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. That's great. And then you have something else coming up.
What do I have coming up?
Aren't you going to be in a gallery, possibly?
Oh, yeah. Possibly in Graphite Gallery in New Orleans.
Okay.
Yeah. I've been a fan of this place for
a long time.
Yeah. And it's in the heart of the French Quarter, and the visibility is amazing.
Wow.
And husband and wife own that.
Yeah.
And they seem very, very nice. And so I've got an appointment with them to bring in my art.
That's great.
Crossing fingers that I can
That's great.
Get showcased there. That would be wonderful.
And I think I've known that you also do specific, like if someone comes to you and what do they call it?
Oh, commissions?
Commission work, yeah.
Mm-hmm. I do commissions.
Yeah.
I did one not too long ago. This woman's mom passed away, and she found an old picture of her mom when she was about 11 years old, in the 50s, and in a ballerina outfit. And so she just handed me the picture and said, "Do what you do, just put my mom in it."
Yeah.
So I put her on a really big stage, and she had a wand, and she had backdrops of clouds and stars with raindrops hanging from them, and it was really cool. It's always hard doing commission work because the reveal you have to.
It's a little nerve-wracking, right?
It's a little nerve-wracking. So when I unveiled it, she started crying. I was like, "Is that good or bad?" It was good.
You're like sweating.
It was good. She goes, "You made it. She looks like my mom. She looks like the picture." So,
God.
I think I had to redraw her mom's face 3 times. I mean, I was just like really, really trying to nail it.
Yeah. Totally.
Because I'm not really an actual realist as far as my art goes.
Yeah.
So.
And once again, I am going to say, if you ask Salvador Dali to do a portrait of your mom, you know what you're going to get.
Right.
Please
her
don't
head's gonna
think it's going to be a landscape.
Hanging from, right.
Rolling hills.
Exactly. Yeah. No,
it's not.
Yeah. I mean, I turned down a commission not that long ago, it sounds ridiculous, I think, sometimes, but it just wasn't what I could do for someone. He was very nice, but it wasn't the art I do. So it would stray so far and I wouldn't do justice for him either.
Yeah.
So.
Well, art really needs to enhance your own personality or your own design for your own feel in your house, So you've got to, if you're at that stage of life where you want to pick up pieces or whatever, it's like, know thyself.
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I'm not in the habit of turning people down, but every once in a while it just doesn't fit and you have to know it.
What's really fun for you?
The thought in my head and getting it onto paper is really fun for me. It can be the most frustrating thing as well. It's a journey and a half, but then when I see that it's actually starting to work and I'm
Yeah.
going in that direction and
Yeah.
it starts flowing better,
Yeah.
it's really exciting for
Yeah.
me. Yeah. And then I stand back and I look at it. I'm like, oh my, did I do that? Was I in my
Right.
body when I did that?
Like, who did that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But as soon as I'm done with it, I'm done with it.
Yeah.
I'm on to the next already.
Wow.
So, yeah.
So how long does it take you usually to do a drawing? Does it depend? Like something
The larger,
this size?
something that
versus
size might take me maybe 2 hours, maybe.
something this size.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A larger can take me days if I am really focused.
Yeah.
When we're not quarantined, it takes me weeks.
Yeah,
because I'm
right.
working all day.
Right.
But if I sit down at the easel and I just go for it, I
Yeah.
I can be at an easel for about 4 or 5 hours, and then my eyes are done. So then
Yeah.
I take it up the next day. But,
Yeah. So about
Yeah.
like what, 15, 20 hours maybe?
Yeah.
That's for a big one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. How long for one of these puppies?
the smaller ones, it oddly enough, small is really difficult.
I believe it.
It's extremely difficult. So, you see my larger work that it's
'Cause of the
got way
details.
more detail in the
Yeah.
larger work because I have space to move and breathe.
Yeah.
This is so confined, and chalk is chalk, white pencils. You can only go so fine with them on a small,
Yeah.
canvas. So they're harder. But these small ones take me about an hour and a half.
Yeah.
If I don't.
Which is great.
Yeah.
It's great. It's perfect. Well, I'm going to show one more piece of yours. This one's a raven, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I don't know if y'all can see it or it's just too glary.
Too glary.
Okay. Yeah. Anyway, it's beautiful, and definitely Scott's work is for sale,
It is.
and he does commissions. So we'll give you all the information at the end, and you can reach out to him. But let's see, a few more questions I have for you. So who has inspired you most as far as another artist?
You.
Okay.
Notice how I didn't have to pause?
Thank you.
No, you've been my inspiration for years now, and I've told you this for years now. So
Thank you.
yeah, you give me bravery and strength, and yeah, it's true.
That's great.
It's true.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're mine.
Thank you.
So
Really appreciate
I
that.
mean, you're an artist, a singer, a designer, a writer,
Stripper,
a stripper,
you
yeah.
name it. I don't need poles. No.
No. It's the goddess part.
Yeah, right. So we have a weekly group that we all hang out at, and there's 4 of us. There's you, visual artist, me, singer, songwriter. We have 2 magicians on there, and then what we do is we invite other artists to show up and get in a conversation with us about topics. We have a variety of topics and themes and that type of thing, and it's just been so fun.
I love it. I look forward to Wednesday nights.
Do you look forward
I
to Wednesday night?
Oh my
That's
God,
great.
I love it.
That's great.
That hour zooms by. It does.
I'm just an idea person.
You are, and it motivates me. And I go, oh no, I need to finish something because I've got Zoom on Wednesday. I want to
Right.
show it.
That's so true, huh? Yeah, that's great.
So it
Oh my
motivates me to
goodness.
just get to it, and it's really cool to. I don't know. Our little team is awesome.
Yeah. It was fun listening to the guys last night.
It was.
They were like different modalities. One's like a woodworker. One's like,
Yeah.
like different art forms. Like the lady that was an alchemist, studying to be an alchemist.
I was talking about her after the Zoom
Oh
because
my God.
alchemy just
Right.
intrigues me beyond.
And these are SEA people, so they're all into all kinds of weird
Yeah.
stuff, as people would
I
say.
loved it. Well,
But
there,
it's
one
fabulous.
guy was on there last night that said he was not creative and didn't
Right.
give anything to the world. And by the time he was done talking,
Yeah,
he was like super creative.
totally creative.
Like, you're not giving yourself any credit. You did.
See, that's what we all do, right?
Uh-huh. Oh, yeah, we do.
So just,
We do.
I think everyone is creative in some
Mm-hmm.
way. You just have to find it in yourself and,
Art
develop
comes-
it and just do it, I guess.
Art comes in many forms.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. So what I'm also wanting to get from you, who is another artist that has inspired your work?
Mark Ryden inspires my work.
Tell me a little bit about Mark Ryden. I love
he
his
he
stuff.
he got famous for the meat dress in his art.
Imagine who stole that.
Right, exactly. She was definitely inspired by that for sure. I don't know. I just love his technique and his subjects, and he gets just that right amount of controversy. And he's probably not even trying to.
Right.
It's just, I don't know. It stopped me one day when I discovered who he was, and it was an actual book in a bookstore. Remember those? And it stopped me, and I walked in because I saw the cover. And I opened it up, this book, and I was like, who is this guy? And
Wow.
just like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got his books all over my house.
Yeah, you've actually turned me on to a couple of things. I was like, oh my goodness, that's amazing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a field that I've never really paid attention to or went into or anything like that. So when it's like how some people probably hear me and Jean talk, we're talking music and technical stuff, and people are like, what are we talking about?
Yeah, because it's a foreign language.
I know. And then you guys are like, oh yeah, Mark Ryden and da-da-da-da. I'm like,
Yo, can I get in your club? Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And it's just, I don't know. There's just so many artists that I could think of.
Yeah.
But like David Haruni, the one, in New Orleans, I mean, I've loved his work for years, and I've walked by his gallery, and I was intimidated to walk in because he paints in his gallery.
Oh, wow.
And his gallery is stacked. You can't hardly walk through it. And these paintings are enormous.
Wow.
And he just looks untouchable. And, when I finally walked in, when he was painting, he was really nice.
Wow.
And then, we just...
Because the door was open and he was
The door was open. He works 7 days a week. Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Because he loves it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Wow.
So yeah, I love his work.
What do you love about it?
It's surreal. It's not so surreal that your eyes go all over the place. It's you'd have to look at his work because are they self-portraits? They might be. Some people think that he paints Hitler. He said, but he doesn't. It's not.
So weird.
But he won't commit to saying it's him.
Yeah.
I think it is.
Yeah.
But it's just these textures and colors on these portraits of this same man every time, but they're different every time too.
Interesting.
So it's a new painting every single time.
So out of that inspiration, what does that translate for you? Like, what does it tell you?
It helps me to get out of the box a little bit because like he'll have this perfect portrait and then he'll just smear the forehead off. I'm like, that's so refreshing.
Wow. Like just letting
just
go.
Destroy it.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
It's a mandala.
Or smear the eyes off, or I'm not putting eyes on this time. Or,
Wow.
yeah.
So it's art in the moment, in the creation of the moment.
The face will explode into colors.
Wow.
And yeah.
That's amazing. I'm going to have to check out his stuff.
The farther you stand back, the more you see. So it's amazing. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I try not to act like a, tourist when I walk in his place.
Right.
Like an idiot, like, hi, I love your stuff.
So out of your whole life and all the things that you've done and the things that you've learned, because you're a musician also, and you have are you just doing solo right now?
I'm kind of just collaborating right now.
Yeah. Okay.
It's just starting to.
Okay.
This guy I met, Instagram again. I hate to keep plugging Instagram, but Instagram is like working for me. So he's
Find your platform.
Yeah, he's in Mississippi actually, and we just kind of met and started talking on Instagram. And he kind of does dark music, and I love Mind Spawn a lot. So we're kind of all three of us are now collaborating from different parts of the world. So
that's great.
It's cool.
That's really exciting. Yeah. Yeah, I know Mind Spawn. They're good. Yeah, good production company.
Oh, yes.
Too, yeah.
Yes. So we're making some nice dark tunes.
That's awesome.
Today.
He just gonna a little side here. The Mind Spawn is just like, they do so many cool things.
Dude.
They do dark ambient. They work with you. They do hip hop. They do other artists, solo
it all
artists.
works.
Yeah, mix, master, and co-create. So you have to check that out. Mindspawn.com.
Please do.
So So with words of wisdom, tell us is there anything that you would impart to other artists? Like what would you leave someone that maybe is like, oh, I've always wanted to paint, or I've always wanted to draw, I've always wanted to do something, you know what I mean? But they're like either afraid of it or whatever. What would you
I hear
leave them
people
with?
say I couldn't draw, one of the women, the alchemist on Zoom said I couldn't draw a straight line.
Right.
If I tried, I go, well, use a ruler.
Just bump.
Do it.
Yeah.
Just do it. Someone's always going to be better than you.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean that your work isn't amazing and that you're not going to sell it. And if you don't sell it, if you just love it and hang it on your walls and see your accomplishments, then that's fine too. I've been fine with that for years.
Yeah.
So it's just now at this point that I want to kind of, maybe start making a living at it if I can and start getting it out in the world more.
Yeah.
But, get to an art supply.
Yeah.
And don't let people tell you.
Yeah.
Everyone tells you, oh, you can't make a living at art. Okay, well, other people do. So you can be alive and make a living. So, and if it's just to get it something out of you that needs to get out of you onto a canvas or into a song or into, do it. It's important.
Yeah.
It's kind of why we're here, I think.
I think
That's why
so
I'm
too.
here.
It's good to find
I have to do it.
It's good to find your purpose.
Right.
you
Your
know?
identity is you will find
Yeah.
a big part of your identity if you just let yourself create, I think.
Yeah. And I think we all evolve into, a variety of things throughout life the longer you live, so.
Right. I agree.
Well, that's really great advice. So thank you. And, all you listening out there, I think, just do it.
Just do it.
Just do it. Even if
And
it's
own
5 minutes a day, just do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you'll feel better about yourself and you'll feel better about the world. And you get to find something out about yourself.
True.
So it's great. Well, thank you again for taking the time
Anytime.
to be with us. And
Thanks for having me.
We'll keep an eye out on your work. I know you have an Instagram, and that's
DS_Thornburg.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's great. They'll be in the comments below, not the comments, but the whatever they call it. So there's that. And then what else should we know about you before we leave?
God, stump me on a question.
Website coming.
Website coming. Online store is coming as well.
Okay, good.
Because I'm going to make prints and T-shirts
Great.
out of some work.
Oh, great.
We're gonna, once if they open the world up,
Yeah.
we want to do some
And
dark art fairs.
you're really great at making band T-shirts too.
So yeah, band shirts are fun.
Yes,
Yeah.
You're very good. So if
Thanks.
anybody has any interest in hiring,
Yeah.
DS
I
here.
love to design band shirts.
yeah, okay.
For sure.
So is there a way to contact you? Just
I would just contact me through Instagram.
Okay.
It's probably the easiest. Or you can go under ds.thornburg70@gmail.com.
okay, great.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Thanks, everybody, and we'll see you next time. Be a badass goddess.